Now I know that we've all been there where we're looking to update or fine-tune the gear and equipment that we use on our overnight backpacking adventures. And so today I want to share with you a few gear hacks as well as equipment essentials that really worked out well for me on this latest adventure. So jumping right in with Gear Aid Tenacious Tape pre-cut patches. Tenacious tape adheres much better to polyester and nylon than say just basic duct tape or other tape that you may have on hand around the house. And on this recent trip, I had to use it 3 separate times. Twice my raincoat got attacked by campfire sparks, and I had to put them on here and here. But we also discovered a 1-inch tear on our rain tarp. But throughout the years, that tape has breathed new life into my sleeping pads, down-filled puffy jackets, worn out backpack bottoms, and holes in my camp chairs created by those pesky campfire sparks. Man, those sparks have it out for all those synthetic materials. Now these next 2 hacks have to do with sleeping, and particularly for those of you like myself who are side sleepers. Instead of just bringing 1 pillow with you, I would highly recommend trying 2. Because when I added a second one 2 years ago, it completely revolutionized how well I slept. For years, I'd only used 1 pillow when I was in the backcountry, and it caused me to toss and turn and put a lot of pressure on my knees because there just wasn't the support that my bed at home would give me. But as I threw this second one in and put it between my knees, it was able to alleviate a lot of the pressure points on the lower half of my body, give my spine some better alignment, and really help me to fall asleep a lot quicker and wake up with not as many aches and pains. And I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm on the trail, an extra 2.5 ounces for a better night's sleep is totally worth it. And that rolls right into part 2, and that's having the right thickness on your sleeping pad. If you're a side sleeper, your hip bone and your shoulder are gonna be in contact with your pad, and realistically, probably the ground on some level, unless you get a thick enough pad. This is a 2.5-inch thick static V from Climate, and I'm gonna tell you, at 215 pounds, it did not do the trick. And in the past, I've had pads that were around 3 to 3.5 inches in thickness, and those seem to support me a lot better. And for all you back sleepers, I'd encourage you to measure out your shoulder width and make sure you get a pad at least that wide so it's not like you're sleeping on a surfboard with your shoulders pulled back. And finally, for all you stomach sleepers, I don't have a lot of recommendations for you, except maybe go get some counseling and figure out why you're still sleeping like you're in preschool. This next one is kind of a no-brainer, but I can't tell you how many people I've seen on the trail that don't seem to use this simple piece of equipment, which is a bear spray holster. Having the ability to deter the 4-legged or 2-legged aggressor when you're on the trail is really important. And stuffing it in some obscure compartment of your backpack or strapping it randomly out of reach doesn't do yourself any good. It's a lot like driving around without your seatbelt on, believing you'll be able to see an accident coming and buckle up before impact. The one I use is Counter Assault's bear spray holster because it seemed to have the most amount of lashing points and options, as well as a strap to keep the spray secure and in place. But there are plenty of good options out there for you to consider. So do yourself a favor and make sure that bear spray is within arm's reach. But folks, before we go any further in the video, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, which is Rocky Talkie. You know, I've been entrusting these radios for over the past year as my family and I have full-time RV'd going from the Canadian border to the Mexican border, from coast to coast and everywhere in between through all types of terrain that had no cell phone coverage. It allows us to stay in communication when we were going through campgrounds, but also helping us just park in the RV and, you know, get situated, not have a big blow up trying to communicate to each other. Just makes it simple and easy, but also have used it on many backcountry adventures where it really shines. And that's made possible with its lithium-ion battery pack that will last 3 to 5 days and is resistant down to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And that battery charge I've seen over the last year holds up excellent. But then also its power, you know, it's a 2-watt power radio, and line of sight will go over 25 miles. I've tested that myself across a lake that was from spot to spot over 11 miles, but then in mountainous terrain, it works from 3 to 5 miles and gives you that much range. And we were able to test that recently in the snowy range of Wyoming and had an excellent experience, and it outperformed our expectations. So you guys are gonna go head on over that ridge line to go do some fishing. Yepers. And take those walkie-talkies. Let's see if we can get some signal here in a bit.
Yeah, I can hear everything perfectly fine.
So they went over the ridge line and down back over to Cutthroat Lake. And it speaks to its rugged build quality and its capability, and has now become an essential piece of equipment when I do my outdoor adventures. So I'll have a link in the description box below over to their website, as well as a promo code for 10% off your purchase. And guys, with that, let's go ahead and get back to it. Now, versatility is key in your gear and equipment that you're taking backpacking. Well, about 4 years ago, I discovered these Fossil Snap Fold bowls that can go from a 16-ounce watertight bowl to a 9-inch diameter plate in no time flat, and they only weigh 1.4 ounces each. They are BPA free, and they have graduations right there on the side to help you measure out the contents that you would be putting in here. And I've just found that they're extremely versatile. I usually pack them in like this. I mean, you can fit them just about anywhere. They're totally flexible. Their little button snaps just go together like this. And then you can have possibly like a little scooper. I've put out, campfires this way to just help throw some dirt on there. You can scoop up or collect water that way if necessary, or drink your coffee and or a meal and prepare your meals in here without any trouble at all. It's rather impact resistant, and I have used it as a cutting board before. They even make a good dice pad for games like Pocket Farkle. And a 2-pack of these runs for about 10 bucks. So it's kind of a no-brainer. And since I purchased them a few years back, kind of as a novelty, they've ended up making it on every single trip I've been on. Now, the invention of the hydration pack is one of the best things that's ever happened to the outdoor community. But I've always had difficulty using it when I go on multi-day backpacking excursions. Those hydration pouches can really eat up precious space in your pack, and I've always found it to be a pain in the neck to refill when I'm on the trail using a water purifier or filter. That's why when I stumbled across Hardside Hydration last year, I really got excited to try it out, and has now become an essential piece of my kit when I'm on trail. It gives me all the hands-free convenience that the hose of a water bladder gives you, but attaches to your favorite hard-sided water bottle, in my case, a 48-ounce Nalgene, which can ride in my exterior water bottle pocket, freeing up my valuable space inside the main compartment of my pack, and is much easier to refill mid-trek. So I got 2 more sleeping hacks for you. First off is staying warm. Pack yourself a few hand warmers. These are excellent to throw in your sleeping bag and put them at the foot of your bag at the beginning of the night and keep me just a few degrees warmer inside that bag. Secondly is bring yourself a sleep aid. I always throw a few Tylenol or Advil PM tablets in my little med kit, and then I take a set before I go to bed each night. Now, obviously, know your allergies and know all the side effects of medication before you take them, and do all of that at your own risk, but it has helped me out throughout the years to get more sleep and take the edge off of any aches and pains I might get when I wake up the next morning. So I guess you could say that I endorse the use of drugs in the backcountry. So this next one actually comes off of a recommendation from you, the viewers, and you guys were absolutely right. For the last several years, I've been using a Wild Owl Fold-A-Cup. Folds down pretty compact for an 8-ounce cup. But a few months ago, you guys suggested that I ditch this and try my luck with the Sea to Summit X Cup series. And so that's exactly what I did. I went with the 8-ounce version that comes in a weight of under 2 ounces, but will hold 8 ounces worth of liquid, does have graduations on the interior side, and goes flat as a pancake, and will be able to fit inside my Toke 750 milliliter titanium mug. And they have a few different sizes and styles to choose from. And when I run that in tandem with the Fossil Snap Bowl, there's really not a beverage or meal that I can't enjoy. And if you're interested in some of the equipment that I'm sharing with you today, I will have affiliate links for you in the description box below where you can go check out all the gear listed in this video. Now, if you're considering updating your illumination device for the backcountry, I would highly recommend looking into a bi-fuel headlamp. Something that not only runs off of a battery bank or a dedicated larger rechargeable battery, but also that can be downgraded and run off of AAA or AA batteries if necessary. The main reason is versatility. If you have a headlamp with a dedicated battery that is not removable and requires recharging to repower it, you're basically stuck taking along a bulky heavy power bank with you in case the headlamp dies. And on the flip side, if your light only runs on AA's or AAA's, they often don't have as much power and you're stuck carrying multiple sets around with you. Something like this Petzl Acticore, which is what I've been using recently and been very happy with, gives you that rechargeable battery bank, but can be removed and run off of AAA's in a pinch. Now, over the last 10 years, I've used just about every water purification system out there, from Platypus to Katadyn and Sawyer, just to name a few. Now, they all offer different levels of capability and functionality depending on the scenario. But for me, if I know that there's gonna be a large amount of available water throughout not only the trail system that we're on, but also where we're gonna be camping, it's an easy choice for me to go with my GRAYL water purification system. Not only is this a purifier where the other ones are filters, but it really boils down to 3 separate attributes of the GRAYL design. One is durability. This thing is tough. You don't have to worry about it or baby it, where some of those other filters, you definitely have to be careful where you pack it and how you take care of it so it doesn't crack or get damaged on the trail. Second is speed. This can purify the water inside of its container in about 20 seconds. And third is manipulation. It is extremely easy to manipulate. Now, it's not a perfect system. The durability is also its Achilles heel. It is on the heavier side of personal water purification systems. The filter lifespan is also lower because it is a purifier, and just the way that it's designed, it's only gonna be able to handle about 300 presses before you need to swap out a filter, whereas the other ones I listed oftentimes can do several hundred or even into the thousands of liters before they need to be swapped out and changed. So there you go, folks. I hope that this video has been fun and entertaining, but also giving you some tips, ideas, hacks, essentials to help you better load out your system so that you have a more enjoyable experience the next time you hit the trail. I invite you again to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber, to check out the other video popping up. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.